Alright, what is going on, my dudes? Oh, I'm so excited to share this video with you guys today. This is one I've been wanting to make for just such a long time now, since the second I pulled this lady from that 6-star crystal. This is a champion that I've wanted since she was released, man. You know, I've never had Emma as a 5-star. I just recently got her as a 6-star, and I just feel like she's one of the most underrated champions in the entire game. There's so many things that she can do that she's so underrated for. She has so many solid synergies as well, and she's just a really great champion to have. I actually used one of my 3 6-star rank 1 to 2 gems on her because I did use 7 tier 4 class catalysts on a weapon X. So, you know, I did this rank up about 3 weeks ago at this point. I did this rank up about the day after I pulled her from the crystal, and I had in my mind, alright, I'm going to take weapon X up, so let me just choose between either her or weapon X who I'm going to use the gem on. And at the time, you know, I had 2 gems still, so I figured let me just go ahead and use it on Emma. Now, a lot of people have asked me who know me personally and know what my account looks like, you know, would you rank 3 Emma, would you rank 3 Emma or weapon X? I know you have an unduped Namor or 2, and the answer is I don't know. And honestly, I'm very glad that I don't have a mutant T5CC yet, because that's a very hard decision I'm gonna have to make in the future. But you know what, man? Let's not worry about that now. Let's worry about this now. Let's worry about how we finally have an Emma Frost on the account. So excited, man. It's so great to just have her up at rank 2. Look at that lady, man. She is a solid 10 out of 10. But you know what? Enough about that, man. Enough giving her cosmic ISO, enough giving her basic ISO. Let's jump into some gameplay. Let's jump into what you guys are really here to see. Some solid 6-star rank 2 Emma Frost gameplay. Alright, so let's jump right into some 6.4 gameplay today, okay? So this one is going to be the special Connoisseur lane on 6.4.2. Now, as you probably know by now, people have been cheesing this lane with Quake, Omega Red, Void, Human Torch, and pretty much anybody else who's been doing passive damage over time. Now, is that supposed to be happening? I don't know. I actually don't really think so, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't stick around for too much longer. So this is how you're actually supposed to deal with this node. How Special Connoisseur reads is that you're going to be doing 90% less damage on all damage unless you have a passive or active prowess effect during one of your special attacks. So as you can see, okay, Emma Frost's special attacks, well, they're pretty freaking insane, man, especially at 10 prowess. Here is a 20,000 for the first part and 50,000 for the second part. So that's a solid 70k special too, and that's the second time in this fight that has happened. So, there aren't too many really great champions with active or passive prowess. You know, Havoc is also another really great one, for example. But in a world where Quake and Omega Red and Void can't do this path, well, Emma Frost is clearly one of the greatest options for how the node was intended to play, okay? Here we're going to toss off another special 2, only with 4 prowess at this point, so it didn't hit as hard, okay? The way that you build prowess with Emma is very simple. When you're in the diamond form, you build prowess when you parry. When you're in the telepath form, you build prowess when you crit on basic hits, okay? So here, Clairvoyant only has about 14% health left. I'm just building up that prowess a tiny bit before I toss off the special 2 and end that fight. Emma Frost just absolutely walked right over that girl. Now, obviously, Quake is going to do it better. Like I said, I don't think it's supposed to be interacting that way. So here I want to show you another piece of utility in 6.4. This is that stunning reflection in 6.4.3, and what this node is that when you parry or when you stun the opponent, well, you get a stun on yourself. Well, something that's really cool about Emma when she's in diamond form, well, she's immune to all stun effects. So you go to parry, Gilly 2099, and of course she's also stun immune unless you put an incinerate or a poison on her. But she's also decent for this fight because she has incredible physical resistance when she's in diamond form, so you can fight her like that when Gilly is stun immune and you don't have to worry about her phasing. Alright, so now I'm just going to jump into Winter Soldier here so we can talk about Emma, how she works, and what she's good for. So, right off the bat, when you're in your diamond form, you pretty much want to parry heavy, okay? Now take a look at Winter Soldier's power meter, okay? When you do a heavy attack in diamond form, going to be a serious decrease in defensive power rate on Winter Soldier. Now check out this special too. Let's look at it in a slow motion here, okay? We got 10 prowess, boom, 26k, and then 60k special 2. Oh my god, guys. Alright, and now look at this. Look at his power meter. Watch his power meter, okay? That's nothing. That's nothing. So if you're fighting a champion, alright, and they're getting close to a special 3 or close to a special 2 and you want to bait out a special 1 and they're not just throwing their special attacks, okay, and they keep coming in at you and you parry, well, you could feel free to throw a heavy attack and you don't have to worry about pushing them above that bar of power that you don't want them to get to. Here we're tossing off another big special 2, 60k at the end. If both of those hits crit with the class advantage, well, you're going to be doing about 85k. So we've seen Winter Soldier about 200 billion gazillion times, right? So let's just go ahead and fast forward through the rest of this one here. Like I said, it's pretty simple. Parry heavy when you're in the diamond form, and then build up to those 10 prowesses when you're in that telepath form, and then knock them out with a huge special 2, and do that until they are dead. Emma is a very satisfying champion to play, man, I gotta tell you. Her damage is incredibly underrated. So, up next, we're jumping into 6.3. This is 6.3.1, and we are going to the Mesmerize path. Now, Mesmerize is a very annoying node because there's a 7% chance for the defender to evade, and of course, all the defenders on the paths, well, they can evade naturally as well. And here's the thing with Emma, okay? When Mesmerize happens, you know, they'll evade and you'll get stunned. But when she's in diamond form, well, she's immune to stun, so you don't have to worry about that. And really, really cool, when she's in her telepath form, which is the form that she's in right now, well, she can't be evaded. So you don't even have to worry about Mesmerize. You don't have to worry about Miles Morales just evading naturally like he always does. You don't have to worry about not throwing special attacks because you're fighting Miles Morales and you have to worry about his evade charges. It's a really, really great counter to Mesmerize. So AQ map 7, that really annoying Mesmerize path, well, Emma Frost is actually one of the best and most underrated options for that lane in map 7. So as you can see here, you don't even worry about that evading. We just want to build up to those 10 prowess charges, knock off a huge special 2, and just fight this guy like it's nothing. There he evaded because we were in the diamond form, but we didn't get stunned from the Mesmerize, so we were able to just retaliate there, no problem at all. Boom, check out that defensive power rate. There is nothing to worry about at all. Look at how close he was to his special 2, toss off a heavy attack, and he was still able to bait out that special 1. We're going to end this fight off with a special 1, and that one went so well, we're going to continue on this path for a little bit here. Now, one thing that I really, really love about Emma Frost is that her animations are just so smooth to play. She feels really, really smooth when you're playing her. It's always like, it's like fluid, you know what I mean? Like she, you know how some champions just feel kind of clunky and like the parry timing feels clunky, and then going from that last medium attack into a special 2 or a special 1 sometimes feels clunky? Well, with Emma Frost, I never had that issue at all. She has absolutely wonderful damage from her special attacks, very underrated. One thing that I'm not showing in this video is she does also have a power sting on her special 1, so she is potentially useful for that power sting path in 6.4.5 as well. And you know, as I'm recording this right now, I'm just thinking I might go back and I might show that path as well before this, or maybe after this. I'm going to show it after this. I'm going to go back and do it right now, and I'm going to show it after this. But here we have a Wasp, and as you guys know, Wasp is really annoying for a couple of reasons, okay? Right there, there's the reason, okay? She's going to evade you, and she's going to put a shock on you. And also, on Mesmerize, well, she's also going to stun you. But when we're in Diamond form, we're immune to all damaging debuffs, so we're immune to shock, and we're also immune to that stun. Here, she's down to 25% health. We can't be evaded anymore. We were in telepath form. Don't even gotta worry about it. We just knocked her right out with that huge special 2. Alright, so I went into 6.4.5 and I recorded this fight for you guys, and it went really well, so I'm going to put it in the video. So this is That's Gonna Sting path. So let me tell you how this path works, okay? So as you can see right away, we're not doing any damage at all. And the reason for that is because we're going to be doing 90% less damage unless there's a Power Sting debuff on the opponent. Now, Emma Frost, she inflicts a Power Sting when she throws off her special 1, but unfortunately, this node also has that Stung Once, Twice Shy node, where we have to wait out that Power Sting debuff on ourselves before we can throw off our special 1. But one thing that's really good about that is that when we're in the diamond form, well, we don't have to worry about pushing Venom too far on his power meter, okay? So here, we have our diamond form, we're going to parry, boom, we get to our special 1, he's still under his special 1, we don't have to worry about baiting anything out. Here we're waiting out that debuff, we're throwing off that special 1, he now has that Power Sting on him, now we're in the diamond form, look at this, we could parry heavy our way up to our bar power, and look at his power meter, he's pretty much exactly where he was. Now, just wait out for that debuff, build a little bit of prowess up, and boom, he's got the Power Sting on him again, and we're in diamond form. Look at that. I'm back to my special 1. I got my debuff that I'm actually healing from with the willpower. Look at that. I waited it out again, and the cycle is going to continue like that. Now, you probably haven't seen Emma Frost on this node very too often, and I'll tell you why that is. It's because this is another broken node in 6.4 that Quake and Archangel and Omega Red and anybody with passive damage over time can completely cheese through. Now, the best option for this node is Mr. Fantastic with his Science and Tech Synergy, because whenever you parry, you're going to put a passive Power Sting on the opponent, and that's going to work with any Tech and Science champion, okay? So if you don't have Mr. Fantastic, well, you probably used Quake, or you used anybody with that passive damage over time. But if you don't have any of those options, and you have Emma Frost, well, she could be a pretty great option for this path. Alright, so since I'm not doing any damage unless I have that Power Sting on the opponent, let's just speed through this here, because I want to talk about a couple synergies that Emma Frost has that I happen to like a lot. Alright, so let's talk about some of these synergies that she has. So, this is pretty much the core trio here that I was using for most of these fights, and you really don't need these at all. These are really just nice to have. What these pretty much do is that the Sentinel one gives 15% attack rating in Diamond form, and I actually didn't have him in that last Venom fight, and what the Phoenix synergy does is that whenever Emma would gain 1 Prowess passive, she gains 2 instead. So the Phoenix one is actually much more nice to have, and much more important for her than the Sentinel synergy, okay? She also has a couple other decent synergies. She has this one here with Cyclops, where if she strikes with critical hits, even while the opponent is blocking. So what that does is when you're in the telepath form, that also lets you gain passive prowess and keep prowess up that way. So that's nice to have, but you definitely don't need it. And then this one is useful in certain situations, where you always want to be in Diamond form if there are a lot of debuffs, where Emma switches to Diamond form when she and the opponent are on the same bar of power, okay? So that's very nice in different situations. I didn't have that for any of the fights in what I was showing you here. The team that I was pretty much rocking here was I had, just for a little bit more crit damage and a little more crit rate, I brought in Magneto, and I believe I also had Storm. So this is the team that I was rocking here for the majority of the fights, but there's another synergy that actually even gives Emma more utility, if you can believe it, and it's with the champion that I don't have above a 4-star, which is Mysterio. Check this out right here. Mental immunity grants immunity to reverse controls for both Mysterio and Emma Frost. So this automatically makes Emma Frost a wonderful option for Path 9 in Section 2 of Alliance War, and also whenever you find Delirium and AQ or any reverse controls at all. So Emma Frost would be an amazing option for the Grandmaster boss at the end of 6.4. Let's check out her base attack here. Her base attack is 4,347. Now let's check out Dr. Doom's base attack, because he's kind of like the go-to best option. Dr. Doom's is 4,889, so that is pretty similar for a rank 2 6-star, give or take. It's similar enough, so she has a pretty decent base attack, okay? She'll also be immune to the reverse controls in the final phase if you have Mysterio, and she's incredibly tanky when she's in her diamond form. So she pretty much has everything going for her when she's fighting the Grandmaster, except for the damaging debuff. Actually, I don't know if the Power Sting counts as that, but I don't think that it would. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I really have to say about Emma Frost now, man. I have a couple more Emma Frost videos coming out soon. I don't know how many, but I definitely have one coming out tomorrow that I'm very, very excited to share with you guys. So make sure you subscribe if you want to see that. Do me a favor and like this video if you enjoyed this content, and comment what you think about Emma Frost, this 6-star rank 2 Emma Frost, in the comment section below. I'll be seeing you very soon.